What is up, everybody? Good morning. Good morning, boys and girls. It is a Thursday. The day before St. Patrick's Day, the day before the weekend, the day before all the fun and shenanigans in Bravo Sierra goes down here. You guys could tell. Got a little something caught in my throat today. But we shall survive. Welcome, everybody. There is a ton of stuff here. I'll leave it. There is a ton of stuff that have come out in the last 24 hours. It's actually really entertaining. Some articles I couldn't read through all the way because they want you to download other stupid apps, you know. We've all been there. Other ones, they are just kind of like, who in the blue F comes up with this stuff? Okay. But you never know. Well, welcome. We're going to get through this show today, come hell or high water. Make sure that you guys are doing all the basics. Like, follow, share, subscribe. All the different platforms. Make sure that you guys are following CharlieFoxtrotRadio.com. Like I said, you can watch this stream every single day. Except for Mondays. Every single day that we have it. If you don't catch it immediately, you can catch it on repeat. We do traffic and weather every 2 minutes on the 5s. You never know. Okay? So, but the website, CharlieFoxtrotRadio.com, is the place to be for all of this. We're going to be building and adding on, doing some change-ups. Pretty much, we want that to be the stop. That is my goal in life. We want that to be the stop. I don't want to be the next person. I just want to be the next me. I want to be the new me. I want to be the better version of me than I was yesterday. Okay? And if I make people laugh, I make people laugh. If I make them go, wow, you're an effing moron. Yeah, cool. I'll take that too, dude. You're at least talking about me. So, I mean, I got something going for myself. Whether it's positive or negative, people still talk. Okay? So, first things first on the docket today. Last week we were talking about a very unique concept here. Okay. They were talking about the DC. Oh, I'm trying to fix my sound here because something does not sound right. Yeah. Hello. Hey, that actually sounds a little bit better, at least in my ears. Probably sounds better to you guys, too. Zack Snyder, we were talking about this last week, and I was like, I just want this story to end. I want it to come to fruition. You know, I'm a creature of habit. I want to know what's going to happen at the end of this story. With his interpretation, if you will, of the Justice League. Well, it was probably, I don't know, an hour and a half or so. No, probably closer to 2 or 3. After the show ended yesterday, there was a Twitter handle that was making notes for April 28th through 30th. And you're probably sitting here thinking, what in the dumb F is that talking about? But it was coming from Zack Snyder. Well, in the voice of Darkseid from the Justice League, that was the bad guy. If you guys have been living under a rock for the last little bit, that is who did the voice for this little montage. It was like all of 5 or 6 seconds. I mean, it wasn't very long. Okay. But it was one of those save the dates mentalities. Now, what are we saving the date for? I have no idea. There are people that are making, comments, speculations, this, that, and the other. That's like the whole hashtag restore the Snyderverse. You guys have probably seen that on social media. that people want this to end, the story to finish being told. They want the full Zack Snyder story. Now, like I said last week, yes, I want that. Am I one of those crazy psychotic fans? I like to say no, but everybody else probably says that I am. Okay. If you see kind of everything like this way, okay? You don't see everything that's around. I'm a very big DC fan at the end of the day. I really am. But what makes this interesting is that they've been talking about selling the Snyderverse side of Batman and with Justice League to Netflix. They've been trying to get that. That's been one of the other hashtags going on for about a year now. Sell it to Netflix. Sell it to Netflix. Just let Netflix finish it up. They have a fairly decent track record with things. They have a fairly decent track record. I mean, they did pretty good with. I mean, they did really good. I think up to last season with Stranger Things, and I'm probably gonna get shit on for that. But again, my opinion about it. I am not God. I am not the one who tells you, yes, this is what it needs to be. No. Okay? No. But it is one of those things that they have a good track record. Okay? At the end of the day, they have a good track record. And that's all that needs to be said. So they do have the ability to do it good. They do have the ability to do it good, do it right. If they invest the right time, the right people, the right amount of money into it. Because I know when I was reading when they did from the Justice League to the Snyder Cut, it cost them like another $70 million or something was what they said. You know, not a whole lot of money when you're talking about a movie, but I mean, some big numbers no matter what still. But and I'm getting somewhere with this, guys. I mean, you gotta work with me as I'm chasing my rabbits today. You gotta work with me on this, guys. Work with me. Warner Brothers Discovery has been doing a lot of renegotiating, restructuring since their version of the almighty James Gunn took over to do the DC side of things. And where I'm getting with this is that it kind of paints a picture of what April 28th to April 30th could look like, is that DC sold off the animated Batman, the Cape Crusader that they had set up to go to HBO Max to Amazon Prime. So they're selling off different projects to eliminate their debt process. So they're not going more into debt while they're doing their restructuring. Good for them. So this actually very well could mean that we can get Justice Leagues 2 and 3 from Zack Snyder to go to Netflix, and we can eventually get his thing done. You know, I am all for that. I am all for that at the end of the day. I mean, let's do this. They also have been doing SnyderCon, Zack Snyder's Comic-Con. It pretty much is what it is. So, and it could also be something like that where that's just when they're going to announce that. And they could do more announcements later on. I don't know. Like I said, there are so many different things that are being speculated right now. It is absurd. Okay? I mean, it is the absurdity of the matter is out there. We have no idea what to expect. We have no idea what's going on. I mean, out of nowhere, we had with him. I mean, he did the Snyder Cut. Boom, we got Army of the Dead. Great film. Boom, we're getting Rebel Moon later this year. Probably going to be a really good one. And guys, remember, that is a Netflix movie, which makes the whole thing make sense. More of them selling it to Netflix. Just saying. So that's the big thing going on with that. Circle back, watch it again. Tell me what you guys think. What you guys think will happen. Okay. I really think that sooner or later they're going to take it to Netflix, no matter what, at the end. So, but absurdity in news, I mean, is our specialty here. Like I said earlier, you have apps that don't want you to finish reading the article without downloading their app. Like I saw this article and I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to download the app again or a new app because it was on Newsbreak, which is where I kind of start piecing together all my stuff for the show. They sit here and it's like the royal family, always about the royal family. The royal family with their children, William and Kate, are now in school. All three of them. How can you go to school without a last name? Here is a list of last names that you can use if you are a part of the royal family. I'm like, okay, continue reading. Oh, I got to download the app. Son of a... Guess I'm not reading that. But apparently, and I thought this was just something stupid that everybody would tell me. Apparently, they don't have an official last name. I don't know. I mean, how do you not have a last name? Stupid werewolves. Swear to God. Stupid werewolves. But we have that going on. One of the big titles of this show, gotta scratch my eye here. One of the big titles of this show is that, the loudest sound ever recorded or something. Okay, loudest sound in history blew out people's eardrums from 40 miles away. That's a big sound. Okay. This article is from March the 3rd, so just a week or so ago. Okay. The largest noise ever recorded was so loud that it could be heard thousands of miles away, but it was significantly worse for those who were closer, blowing out the eardrums of people who were 40 miles away from the source. Going down, the sound we're talking about was so intense that it was 10 to the 21st power times louder than a jackhammer. So that's 10 with 21 zeros. If my horrible public school math serves me right, okay? That's a loud noise, okay? Our eardrums are royally effed at about 130. That's when we're like in pretty good pain. 130 decibels. Okay. Our story begins back in 1883 when the uninhabited volcanic island of Krakatoa, somewhere between the Indonesian islands of Java and Sumatra, suddenly burst into life after centuries of being dormant. So, volcanic eruption, for those of you who have a very similar public school background like I do and have to read everything. August 27th that year, the island was blown completely to smithereens, releasing a force equivalent to that of a 200 megaton bomb, the loudest sound that has ever been recorded in the process. At 100 miles away, at a gas works in Jakarta, the sound was measured at 172 decibels. To throw that into context, like what I was just saying earlier, the human eardrum would be in considerable pain at 130 decibels. With each 10 decibels added, feel like a doubling of sound, according to Nautilus. Okay. Also, to give you guys some context, there was I can't remember what concert it was that I went to when I was younger, and they actually announced at the beginning of the show how loud the music was going to be playing and what level it was going to be playing at. It was about 118 to 120 decibels. So it was right up hugging that line, if you will. And that was just like your typical rock concert, okay? The captain's log from those people that were 40 miles away, that's where that whole thing comes into context at, okay? The captain's log of the Norham Castle read, "So violent are the explosions from the eruption that the eardrums of half my crew have been shattered. My last thoughts are with my dear wife. I am convinced that the day of judgment has come. The shockwave grew quieter as it traveled around the globe, but it could still be heard like a distant gunshot around 3,000 miles away. An estimate suggests that the sound would have been 310 decibels in total, which is enough to change the nature of the wave itself. So it's just one of those, it's not a sound wave, it's just like a concussive blast by the end of it. And that's just the power that they've been able to translate it over to. And I'm sitting here thinking, wow, what the hell? You know, that's all I'm thinking to myself is that would be a massive explosion. Concussive bomb, I think is what they call them, where it like explodes like right before it hits the ground. Anybody that's in military or has military friends, let me know about that. If I'm getting my comparisons correct or not, or if I have to redo my thinking on that. Okay. So that was, you know, back late 1800s, but we have the technology today to do the exact same thing. So what's not saying another explosion won't happen? I mean, how often do we have to sit here and think about, oh my God, is Yellowstone going to blow up and we're all going to die? I don't know. I don't think about that. Okay. I'm not one of those types of people. But you never know. Nuclear explosions, nuclear bombs. Okay. A nuclear explosion. This is a true article statement here. Okay. I don't know when this was. This was May 3rd, 2006. Okay. In the Observer, a nuclear explosion would be a disaster, is the title of the article. I'll let you guys think about that for a second. They actually have to put that at the top of an article. A nuclear explosion would be a disaster. Well, no crap. A nuclear explosion would be. And what's messed up is that we're all in line for it. If you guys remember 9/11, if you are old enough to remember 9/11, okay, if you're like my kids and you just kind of read them in the textbooks, you'll get an idea of this. Northeast Indiana was actually at the top of the terrorist bomb list shortly after when they did a physical report over it, because we have ITT here in town. We have BAE. We have a bunch of different government-style things that take place here where they, quote-unquote, conduct work on weather satellites. I'll let you guys say Bravo Sierra on that one. But they do that. Okay, so we were at the top of the list. There was an article. Me and the lovely missus were out, I want to say grocery shopping. No, it was Tuesday night. It was Tuesday night, right before we went to the concert that we talked about yesterday on here. A nuclear blast is imminent for southern Indiana. Just like where all of these nuclear warheads that if we were to get bombed and, you know, the whole world would be over at that point if people do that. But it said it's going to hit in the Evansville area. We're not going to get hit, which is very strange now, even though 22 years ago now. Oh my God, it's been 22 years. But 22 years ago, it was talking about Northeast Indiana, Fort Wayne. But, don't know. So continuing with that, it's like, see how things change, okay? But who would have thought that, you know, southern Indiana would be a key spot for a nuclear warhead to go off at? Fox ain't talking about it. CNN ain't talking about it. MSNBC ain't talking about it. MSN ain't talking about it. Hotmail ain't talking about it. But you hear it here, okay? And anybody, whoever wants to see these, I will gladly post them online, okay? That you can actually read the reports. You can actually see what's going on, because probably there are some people sitting here thinking, you are a conspiracy nutcase, dude. No, I'm not. I find the stuff and I read into it and I kind of see where it's going, and then I talk about it here and make you guys laugh or freak you guys the F out. You never know what's going to happen with me. You never know. And that's why I like doing this, is just because I like bantering, I like bickering, I like talking smack. I am a heckler at heart. I think that's why I like wrestling so much. And we take the kids to shows. That's where my daughter gets it from. I'd be like, "You suck, you jackass," stuff like that. I it's just fun ribbing, all in good nature within the context of whatever you're doing at the time. Okay, so sitting here, and it's just like how I talked about, a nuclear explosion would be a disaster. No crap. Okay. You scroll down here, and this is like the 12 stupidest news headlines that are totally facepalm worthy. I mean, yeah. And we're going to kind of end with this. Federal agents raid gun shop. Find weapons. If you go to a gun shop and you don't find guns, that's when I got to worry. But if you're going to find weapons in a gun shop, and then it goes into, talking about it, but the way that they get these, you just, you're sitting here going, who was snorting what before they started writing this? Just saying, people. Just saying. So, but yeah. So we have that. So, I think... No, we still got a little bit of time. One of the biggest things that we're going to be looking at here is, I told you guys, we are starting our 31 Days of Halloween series. We are starting to get that written, ready to go. We're going to film, docu-series, make short stories about that this summer. If you know anybody that is good at writing and would like to contribute it, make sure you go to our contacts page at charliefoxtrotradio.com. Go to our more... contact, hit us up, let us know what you think. What do you want to do? We start the conversations. That's one of the biggest things I like here, is I like having conversations. I like talking to you guys. This is kind of a one-sided thing here, but I like the back and forth conversation process. Okay. Also, at the same time, we are doing some massive things here over the next couple of weeks. Okay. We are getting ourselves in position to do big things. This isn't just going to be one of those that you're just going to be seeing this on a regular basis. You're going to be seeing so much more. Okay? Oh, so much more. That is what we want to do. I told you guys that at the beginning, this isn't just going to be a one-sided thing. We are setting ourselves up to create something new, something improved. What can we do to take something that is great and make it better? Okay? That's what I want to be able to do when it's all said and done. This isn't just, me bantering and bickering, having fun. This is actually, for real here. So I want you guys to know that I care deeply about each and every one of you. I hope that you guys will be able to enjoy what we do here between the short stories, all of that stuff. Make sure that you find us on Facebook, Charlie Foxtrot Radio, YouTube, Charlie Foxtrot Radio, charliefoxtrotradio.com, Spreaker, Charlie Foxtrot Radio. We're going to be updating all of that and getting all of our most recent shows uploaded to there for everybody to listen to on the go. Now, if you guys have any questions, always feel free to reach out, like I said, through our contact page, whether to tell us that we suck, tell us that we're awesome, say, hey, I want to contribute to something. Let us know. We will be gladly reaching out to you as quickly as we can once we get that contact information set up. So, from all of us here, God bless. Have a wonderful, wonderful